KUGAN, CASSIUS, IFL TV, MTK Global. We're at the final press conference here for Friday night's York Hall show. Here at Repton, I'm joined by British champion Ryan Walsh. How are you, mate?
Pretty good, thank you, KUGAN. Wish you give me time to get rid of that.
That's all right. No, you're all right.
Yeah, I'm a bit textbook, that, isn't it? Really good. 2 days before away, and I'm like all the other times. I'll be honest. Yeah, just the last stupid bit where you it's all sweating in it. All the work's done, and then. But what I am is really excited. Is I found this last couple of fights, maybe due to experience. You get really excited. I love York Hall, so every time I think about that, it does keeps me perked up, because the last week of the fight is the most hardest to balance, because you've got so much energy stored for the fight, and you don't know which way to go with it. And it's not so much. I don't know. I don't want to confuse myself here, but yeah, I feel good. That'd have been easy, wouldn't it?
Yeah. It's your 6th defence
I've heard of it.
of this British title. I mean,
Have you ever interviewed with anyone with 6 defences?
No, but I wanted to know whose record are you equaling? Did you know that information? Because Lee said that, Lee Eaton.
We have. I'm talking to Chris Leckie from the EDP, which is our local newspaper, and he's done some good research on it. And as far as my weight goes, I win this, and it'll match a featherweight record, which has stood since 1941, I think. But the record, and the number one when we're talking about records, British titles, is Bombardier Billy Wells, who had 13 defences. So this makes mine look a little bit stupid. And then you've got.
So this is the one for your weight. Yeah.
My weight, this will set its own record, and certainly in modern boxing, it just doesn't happen.
No.
Even already now. I mean, good luck to the next man. You have to be really stubborn. You have to be. I don't know. I got really attached to the belt, and I really wanted it. I got close.
That's after 6. Imagine 13.
Yeah, imagine that. I think I'm stubborn. He was really stubborn. And I tell you what, the carrot was much better back then. So you've got people like Henry Cooper, who owns 3 of them. Now I've got 2 brothers, and I've given one brother the belt. You tell me on Friday night that is my next belt, and in my mind it is, because even with the new British rules, I win that outright again in my mind, because that'll be my 6th defence, but my 3rd win again of it. So I just think I won that belt. I've seen it as that. I've got one at home anyway, and this one, all right, I might have to buy it, but in my own mind, I think, well, I've earned it. Henry Cooper earned it that way, and others. It was a bit easier though, because I needed 2 defences, I need 3.
Interestingly, actually, I was talking to Frank Bruno the other day. He didn't fight for a British title.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Went straight to the European title and didn't fight for a British one.
Definitely knew it was European. It's a title which we all know, right? In this little country, this little island, we produce some good fighters. I mean, there was one point not long ago we had 12 world champions, genuine, you know. All right, there might not be the crazy thing with world champions nowadays, and the best in the world is
2 different things, yeah.
But what we can say, and some of them was the best in the world. I mean, at the time, I would have thought Selby was certainly class, and there was others in other weights. Joshua was until Ruiz, one of these, and when we had them 12 world champions, it was like, yeah, we have got good fighters. And I don't even think Callum Smith was a world champion now. I still think he's the best in the world. But in general, we've seemed to produce really good. Throughout the whole history of boxing that I know, we produce good fighters. So I don't blame people. So I don't know who was about at Bruno's time, but in other times, who go, right, I can get a European title shot against some Italian, whatever, who's not as skilled, who's not as good, who's going to be better for me. Or do I fight someone who's probably fought in the amateur, he knows about me? It was knowing my boxing history, I might be wrong, someone might, would it have been Akinwande champion around that time, possibly? Because I know did Lewis beat him for the British?
Do you know what? Don't quote me on that. But
it might have been someone who you thought, you know what, if I can get an easier European title shot, and I don't have to fight my own peer who can really do a bit, it's certainly, I feel that's happened in my case with a few of the dodges that I've had where I'm just not a good business option. So the British title can be held in less regard if the option like that, if the option arose now to fight for the European, you won't blame someone to say that. So it is strange. I'm shocked that a fighter with such good British backing, I mean, I think he's probably one of the most loved heavyweights in British boxing. Maybe one of the most loved British fighters didn't fight for the British title. I do find that strange. And I'm shocked after world title losses, he didn't do what other world champions have done and gone back to that level, to not so much that level, but to go and claim that, because it is, for me, I think. I
suppose it's hard though, once you've kind of been world champion, to kind of
to drop to there,
to go and fight for a British title. I could kind of see why.
Well, it all depends who the champion is. So if yeah, no, you're probably right. How can you go from there to there? I don't know, but I just, I get it. I get it. Yeah.
So what's the plan? Obviously, you got the undefeated Lewis Pauling from Scotland this weekend, but I saw some quotes that you're going to start kind of chasing world title fights. Everything goes right for you on Friday.
Truth be told, KUGAN, I've done everything I can, which is obviously not enough because I've not got the business savvy or the boxing management team like MTK behind me to this point to make that happen. What more can you do than verbally agree fights with guys who was world champions, and what more can you do than sign preliminary contracts with world champions? And
Frustrating?
yes, it can be. It can be if you don't then balance it with what I've got to be grateful for. What I've got to be grateful for is I've got a fight coming up on Friday. I got a fight just before Christmas, which was it was a godsend. You know, if you've got families, you have Father Christmas. So I fought on the 22nd. I paid on the 23rd. I was Father Christmas, and I'm really grateful for things like that. This time I've got weeks called August. In our family, it's like a little mini Christmas because everyone's born in August in our family. So I'm massively grateful that I get to get my paycheck this coming month, and I'll be able to go and buy them presents. You know, I've got my brother, I've got my sons, got all family members at that time. So yeah, it'd be nice to have enough money to sort that out and hopefully get a fight in the meantime to sort the next out. You know, this is a job, but it's more than that for me. It's my life. So.
Does the Lowe fight interest you?
Not unless he can find. No, because there's no baggage there. I know I won that fight. He's fighting someone in his backyard with all his fans there. I suppose it's his home. We're 4.5 hours away from home, and funnily enough, they managed to get a draw. I won't say the judges can be influenced, but the human. You're in a place where there's a lot of travellers around you. Maybe they didn't want to start a problem. I don't know. I don't rate the judging on that night. It was never a draw, so I ain't really got any baggage with that. If he went and done something special and went and won a European or put himself in a position where me beating him got me a world title shot, well then yeah, that'd interest me, but I don't really see that with that silly bauble thing. He's won a couple. I mean, and you know, more than anything, I think he showed me the ultimate insult as. This is on boxing terms, not in business terms. In business terms, he done what was right for him. He had a chance to go to a Vegas, fight for some silly bauble that didn't mean nothing, and then not lose to me, which was, I believe, inevitable. But as man-to-man and business, not business, man-to-man, there's a British title there. How can you, if you get a chance and you're made mandatory, I can't fathom, from my point of view, regardless of business, my brothers wouldn't have taught me out of going that way. It would have been better for business. They could have told me this is better for business, but I'm me, and I really value that British title. And when I met the best featherweight that we've had in this division prior, well, you would have said Warrington now with all this stuff, but when Selby was the champion, I wanted to fight the champion to prove I was the best. That's the only way you can prove you're the best. Okay, I lost, but if I'd have got a chance for a rematch, I'd have took it again and again until, you know, law of averages, isn't it? Maybe I'd have got lucky once. But as far as law goes, I don't know. I don't think there's any serious baggage there where I feel like I need to go back and do anything. He got a lucky draw, good for him. He's gone one way. And when you, I was saying this in an interview yesterday, I don't know the rules fully, but when you vacate a mandatory shot, I believe the board rule is you're not even allowed to consider it for another year. If that's the case, he done that this time last October, so it wouldn't be for the British title, so unless maybe it could be made for a European, something like that, then it'd be possible, I suppose.
Boxing's a funny old, business game, whatever
Politics,
you want to call it, but
everything.
I'm sure at some point, listen, if your paths cross, they do. If they don't, then I'm sure you'll be doing your own thing either way, and so will he. So
yeah, like I say, business-wise, his decisions. He's got to fight in America twice. I mean, he's been on massive undercards twice. You can't knock the business of it, and I don't. But man to man, like, and he earned my respect on the night. We're talking there. I think he knew I'd won, whether he said different. Because as soon as we left each other, he goes on Twitter, I won by 2 or 3 rounds. Well, you're not being honest with yourself at all. When you watch it back, you can clearly see. And more than anything, in the ring, in round 10, 11 and 12, we know. He was just tossed, and it's my fault for not getting him out of it, but that's gone, and all I care about is this Friday, fighting someone I absolutely know nothing about. I'm really excited because I haven't had this since probably being an amateur, where you rock up, the only difference is you're bare-chested, and you're like, well, let's see how good you are. for both of us, because that's exciting, I think.
Mr. Walsh, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. We look forward to Friday night on your call, live on IFL TV and ESPN Plus in America. So yeah,
I'm really excited with that as well. Hopefully there's some really good Yanks watching saying it'll be an easy touch, let's have him. And hopefully they got a belt, so yeah.
Top man, we'll catch up with you this week.
Thank
All right,
you. Cheers,
top man.
Seems to be reaching the top. We're reaching the top.